Okay, next question. Am I the jerk for wanting to end my 8-year marriage? My wife said she loves me, but she's not in love with me anymore. No cheating, no big fights, just a growing disconnect. We've tried therapy, date nights, and open communication. On paper, our life is great, but the spark is gone. And I think we both feel it. Should I end the marriage and go find that deeper connection elsewhere? I think this is a man. Yeah, it's a man writing.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, well, you can end the marriage. You'll find a deeper spark somewhere for about 18 months because that's how long the spark lasts. I mean, that is what C.S. Lewis talks about. That spark is like the engine that starts the car. Like it's that initial bang, it's that combustion. Very exciting, very euphoric. But after a while, that spark has to give way to the slower burn of the engine that sustains you and allows you to drive for long distances. And so I understand that the spark is gone. I think anybody that's been married for longer than 18 months understands that kind of feelings come and feelings go. They rise and they fall. And interestingly, you don't have to just passively let them come or let them go. You can actually do things to get the spark back. But also, I would say the spark is not the most important thing. I think it's really sweet when you do have those times where you feel really in love. And we've had times where, like a roller coaster, you get to the top and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so in love with you. And then you slide down and get to the bottom and you're just in a grind for a month or a year or 3 years. And then something happens and you get back up to the top. And a lot of times the something that happens is not just, whoops, oh, we tripped onto having another spark. It is because you are generally working shoulder to shoulder together towards a mutual goal or overcoming a mutual obstacle, not with the obstacle in between you where it's a face off, but where you're tackling the obstacle together as allies. Another really key trick that I have found that my husband and I have deciphered as a way to make sure that even if it's not a spark as in like the puppy dog love, where at least it's a durable, genuinely emotional connection, is you will feel emotionally close to with whom you are sharing emotional information. So if you want to create emotional intimacy, you share emotional information. The most the things you feel the most protective of, the things you feel the most excited about, the things you're the most afraid of, the things that you're the most hopeful for. If you share those, whoever you share them with, especially if you receive a rewarding response, whether that is the right kind of sympathy or the right kind of elation, you will form an emotional bond with them. So there was times where I would share that first initial emotional information or excitement or triumph with a girlfriend, and then I would get that sort of emotional connection with her. And I'd feel like, oh my gosh, I just want to hang with her all the time because I'm getting all of this emotional reinforcement. And I had to consciously shift my emotional attention, at least that initial sharing, from my girlfriends to my husband. And I'd sit on it and I would wait. Honey, you wouldn't believe this interview opportunity that I had, or you wouldn't believe that my book proposal just got accepted. And even if I could not share it with him immediately, I would wait until I could share it with him first. And then he also had to learn to have a euphoric response to that instead of just going, oh, that's really cool. Good job. So what's for dinner tonight? He had to learn that he could condition me to love to share emotional information with him. And in that sense, we got back to the top of that, roller coaster track more often because we were learning to create rather than just stumble upon emotional intimacy. So should you leave your 8-year marriage? HE hockey stick. No, you should not, because you're going to be the same person in that next marriage. You're going to recreate the same problems. And especially if you have kids, now your kids are going to be subjected to another adult that is complicating their lives and separating them from their mother at least 50% of the time.
It's interesting in marriage therapy. I've heard that some of the things that a counselor might do to help people sort of regain that is to walk through, why did you first love this person? Why were you attracted to them at first? What were they doing? What were those things? And it is an interesting exercise because let's say it was something like you all worked with teenagers and you saw the way your now husband was caring for young men and leading people and working really hard, or oh, I thought that was so attractive. And it's, you don't work with teens anymore, and that he works a tech job and he just comes home and he's really tired at the end of the day, and you sit on the couch and watch a show. but reinvigorating the thought of that's what I saw that was so attractive. It could go a couple ways. First, I'm just remembering what it was that drew me to you in the first place. Second, maybe it's like, you know what, maybe we need to go work with teenagers in the evening and not give up something that really did kind of bring both of us to life. And we were serving, seeing people serve, pour themselves out to other people. I think this couple doesn't have any kids. You can imagine it might be a double income, no kids situation where you have everything and you're just kind of bored because your life is just for you to hang out. It's not really serving anyone else. So can be some techniques there. And I like everything that you said as well.